right, Danny.
Just as a cover.
Just for you. No.
Yeah.
I've watched some shitty hymn.
I don't know. I don't think this is the original.
Jesus is just stuff.
Robert Randolph does a nice version of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a song that your religious grandmother could get behind. All right. We were talking about the Bill Hicks piece of It's Just a Ride. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard this. Bill Hicks was a comic. I don't want to say a cult comic. He was somebody that was more popular in England than he was the United States. And he had somewhat of a cult following. I think one of my favorite things was when Letterman had his mom on many years later and played the set, because he had a bit that I think it was the Catholic League of New York City.
Yeah, it was 94.
Pushed back because they were running anti-abortion ads. They were going to pull their ads or something. So I don't know that it was Dave's choice so much. I don't know, but Dave certainly fell on the sword, so to speak. And the head writer went out and did a set that night. And Bill Hicks I have a book of Bill Hicks' writings, and he said he was so depressed he had just sat in a bathtub and he wrote like a 3-page letter to Dave about how this was crazy. But he had a joke saying, like, you know, all these Christian people, you're walking around with a cross, and they go, do you think that's the best option to be wearing if Jesus comes back? He's like, wait.
Yeah, like it'd be like wearing an electric chair.
Yes.
And we had a pastor actually say that. He goes, can you imagine people walking around with little electric chairs around their necks? I'm like, yeah. Bill Hicks talked about this.
So Bill Hicks did this set, and this was, I think, kind of his final show. He was very sick with cancer. He didn't let on when he did like the Letterman thing, and he knew this was going to be his last time. And he had been, for some reason, always bumped from Letterman.
Yeah, it happened a few times.
Yes, prior, but this time he got on.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the last he got bumped, so he got on, and then they decided to cut his set. So then many years later, he came. Dave
About 2010, 2011,
brought his mom on to the CBS show and played the set. And said, I don't know why I did that. It was really a cool piece to watch. It's on YouTube. You can see
There is a point. Is there a point to all this?
It's Bill Hicks.
Let's find a point. Is there a point to my act? I would say there is. I have to,
right?
The world is like a ride at an amusement park. And when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride...
Okay. You choose to go on it. That's something I believe too. I believe that that energy in you chose to come here. I know that sounds a little nutty.
I wish I would have chose to be an all-pro quarterback.
Well,
And when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud. And it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real.
Right.
It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love.
That's it.
The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace.
That was it. 1992, his last special. And it was very poignant to me. And when I heard it, I wanted to play. We played it on the old show, and I just was a huge fan of that guy.
I actually used that at my uncle's funeral. Seriously, I used that.
Wait a second. Okay.
I wrote it out, yeah.
Well, hang on a second, because now wait. Why? Here's why. He was not
no, he wasn't
a religious guy.
He wasn't. His parents were.
Yes, but
and
he
they
wasn't.
brought him to a psychologist.
Yes.
To see what, and the psychologist goes, "No, it's them. It's not you." You know, because he questioned everything.
Yes.
He was one of those people. He questioned he questioned the Kennedy assassination. That's one of his other famous bits.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, so you take this.
The whole
why
thing,
did you take the why?
Well, I took the approach that, and I stopped and I said, "Now look," and I brought up the fact that he wasn't a Christian. But I brought up the fact that Bill Hicks, what he is trying to say is we killed those people. Let's think about the biggest person we killed to remind us of all that. Could it be Jesus?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like he was the one who was reminding everybody, you know, hey, look, this is just a ride. You know, you can get on with me, or you could stay on this and try to do this yourselves. And that was the whole point that I was making, is that, you know, like there are people who remind us, they stop and we kill those people.
I would say, I would argue that the real work in life is to always try to go with a better feeling thought. That's the real work. It's hard. It's not easy. The real work isn't got to find a job, got to blah, blah, blah. It's feeling good as I go to work and staying in that positive, because it goes back to the only analogy I can come up with is being in the zone, right? All of us at some point have had that work. I mean, it is like,
flow state.
Man, you are walking and it's like you're walking bricks of gold. Everything in front of you is going great, and bam, bam, somebody hands you a free cup of coffee. You got a great parking spot. Holy shit, there was an extra $3,000 in my bank account. I didn't even realize. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of thing. And if you go with try to get back to that feeling more often, that's the real work, and that's the love. That's what I believe. Call it your inner being, call it God, sees you as that, as the best version of you ever, and loves that version of you. And I think a lot of times the reason you feel emotions and bad emotions is the disconnect from you. I call it inner being. You may call it God, but the disconnect from that, because God only sees pure positive and knows everything you want and has a way for you to get there, but you just need to let it happen. I mean, basically your job is to relax and let it happen and stay positive. I really think that. And I feel like that's sort of what he was saying. It is just a ride.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah. I use the example, you know, like of.
But I can't believe that you took a heathen at a man's
funeral. Do you know what heathen means? People misuse that word all the time.
Yes, of course.
It basically means Gentile. It does heathen or the nations. It doesn't mean like sinner or evil.
A little bit. Yes, it does.
Well, because it's kind of slang,
if I'm a Gentile, if I look over, if I'm a Jew and I look over at the Gentiles, they're heathens. Yeah. They don't believe. They're awful.
Right, but it doesn't mean like people have taken that word and being like unbelievers. No, that's not the case. That's not what it means. It's become a slang for that, but that's not the case.
Well, they are. Well, they were the unbelievers. They didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah. All right.
The tables have turned.
I was reading something today, and I would like to start doing something with you that's going to require a little more work from you.
Boxing?
No.
Okay.
No, I would like you to come up with like conspiracies that are happening, that are out there, that are real. Like you could just come up with one, and maybe we explore the conspiracy. Maybe we get somebody on who talks about it. But I'd love you to have Dan's conspiracy of the week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes there were some of these things you were buying into. A little bit.
Yeah.
Danny.
Oh, yeah. But like I've always said, they're not conspiracies if they're true. Like, okay, so.
If they're true,
they're not conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole idea of, but like George Carlin always said it.
Yes.
He said it years ago. They don't have to like sit down and have meetings, these people. They all belong to the same club. They all have the same self-interest. They may be one flavor or the other, but they all have a wink and a smile. I mean, think about it. The Clintons, the Obamas, and the Bushes, okay, they really don't have much in common other than the fact that they've all been presidential families, and they're all buddies. They're all from the same club. different aspects of it,
Well,
but they're all part of the same,
Well, I think they came into the club.
wink, wink, nudge.
Don't you think? Like, I mean, Bill.
Yeah, but they've
Bill
been
Clinton.
recruited into the club by the higher power of America, the deep state or whatever.
Bill,
like we have this thing called the delusion of, I call it the delusion of choice in this country, but it's better than anywhere else, but it's still a delusion of choice.
All right.
This is the best we could do.
Okay.
So yeah, conspiracy theory, yeah.
Just
There's one.
some that are out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
One that they all belong to a club.
Yeah.
Items cost. Now, what is the cost of living? You're supposed to get a cost of living raise every year.
Supposed to be 3% every year.
So an item costs 3.5% more last month than they did the same time last year, which is a little higher than just the cost of living.
Mm-hmm.
So since January 2020, grocery prices are up 25%.
Yeah.
Since January 2020. It's 4 years
They've shown
ago.
people going through Costco and taking pictures from now versus like a month ago, and it's like they're up at even a month, let alone a year.
A dozen eggs was $2.36. What do you think the average cost is now?
About $3.67.
$3.84 is what they're saying, but $3.67.
Well, there were memes going around about a year ago.
$1.48 cheaper. Is that amazing?
Yeah.
It's like, so why is that? What is happening?
Again, this is just an uneducated.
Is it the cost of gas, transportation?
Transportation's part of it. Also, the fact that like there's fewer and fewer farms farming nowadays. I mean, Bill Gates has gone out and bought a ton of farmland. I mean, he ain't farming it. It's like they kind of want America to, beg for things.
Who? See, now that I would say is a conspiracy. Who are they?
I think it's he's a member of the World Economic Forum.
Yeah.
They want America and China to be neck and neck, or they want China to pass America. They want to destroy America.
Who?
The World Economic Forum. They believe that ultimately Marxism is the cure for everything. That the Soviets didn't do it right. The Chinese really didn't do it right.
How do you know
we have
this?
to, because I do my homework, Billy.
But homework from who? See, this is now this I'm calling a conspiracy. I'm calling this BS.
Okay, well, all right, but they have meetings every year where they talk about how we're not going to have to talk to each other anymore. We'll be able to communicate with our minds because and you're going to have no privacy, Billy. You'll own nothing.
Don't.
You'll own nothing, and you'll be happy. You'll eat bugs while they eat steak.
I don't believe this.
Oh, yeah.
That I do not believe.
By the way,
I don't
climate change. Here's a big one. If the Obamas really believed in climate change, why would you own property on Martha's Vineyard? Because the oceans are going to eventually, eat away at the coasts, right, Billy? So none of these idiots, these Democrats, would own any property on the ocean, wouldn't they?
Why?
And insurance companies would actually be costing them. Insurance would cost more to own that kind of property because of climate change insurance, which, by the way, doesn't exist.
But
It's all a scam.
There's flood insurance.
Flood insurance is one thing.
Yes.
But, not climate change insurance. Not all of a sudden, like the water's receding, all of a sudden,
now, this stuff,
this is where the lake is going to come in.
Stuff, I have to laugh at you.
You can laugh all you want.
I do. I think it's ridiculous.
People laughed at Alex Jones. By the way, I'm not a big Alex Jones fan, but he's been right about a few things every now and then.
Okay, all right. You know what? The sun shines on the dog's ass every day, too. His balls get a little bit of sunshine. They're out there. I think it was the dog's balls that dropped in front of the solar eclipse on the Mexican television station.
See, now this is why I don't know if I want to do this, because every week I'm going to come in with a conspiracy that you're going to make fun of.
I'm not. Yes, because I don't. I don't believe it. It's not so much that. I am very interested in how people think. What I want to do is, again, let's go back to where we started. Getting caught up in the minutia, focusing on the moment that we have and not sweating this kind of stuff. This stuff sounds silly to me. I am not a climate change denier, but I am not a climate change believer either. There's no way that we could have all these people in all these cars and not have heated things up a little bit. I don't think anybody within a brain and just in terms of logic could say that. But I don't think it's as bad as it is. And I'll go back to the very simple thing that we all just saw, the eclipse. It's all happening. The Earth seems to take care of itself. Should we be good stewards of the planet?
Yes.
Yes, we absolutely should. Are there changes happening? Yes, but I believe that's evolutionary. Do I think that humanity is going to be wiped out? I don't, but that doesn't mean I'm right either, and I'm basing that on opinion. And I think a lot of these things we have to go back to opinion is halfway between fact and fiction. And that's where, in a way, it kind of bugs me to even say this, that when President Trump called fake news on things, I think it's a way of saying, well, hold on a second, let's hear the other side. It's just a different jargon, and some people don't maybe like his style, but I'm just saying, like,
he wasn't nuanced. He's not.
No,
nuanced.
He's not nuanced. So, right,
he's just.
But he's not
what's on his
necessarily
mind.
wrong.
Right,
in
I
terms
agree.
of the fake news.
I
That's
agree.
all I'm saying. I'm not getting into the political aspect of it. So when I hear these things, I want to go, well, who are the they? Because I'll give you a totally off-topic example, and my social media is kind of blowing up with comments on this. I get my hair cut by a woman named Randy Nelson. Randy is of Jewish descent. She has had bar mitzvahs for her sons. She had one last year for one son, and she's having one a year from now. And she's very concerned about this. She wants to have entertainment. So she wants to get drummers with drums that light up to be on stage to play along with the DJ. We're talking a wedding expense with this thing.
Bar mitzvahs are wedding expenses.
Oh, these are. I go, man. Some girl that was never born to you is very thankful, because it'd just be crazy. Okay, it has nothing to do with anything, except for the fact that she said, "Well, everybody's doing that." And I always say, when somebody says everybody,
Who's
to me,
everybody?
Who's everybody? Well, all the people I see on Instagram and in other cities. And when I say everybody listens, everybody watches, try to take a step back in your own mind, because we all say that. Yeah. Everybody's doing it.
I've
said it. I've said it.
It's called hyperbole.
But when we step back and try to take just a rational moment and say, can you name 10 friends? Then when you do, and some people can maybe do more, that's only 10 or 20 people. Is that everybody? No, it's not. It's a real small percentage. So that's why I say, who are they? I don't know who the theys are. Are the theys Bill Gates? Are we saying that Bill has amassed all this power?
It's Bill Gates. It's the Clintons. It's Klaus Schwab. It's Noel Harari. It's Tony Blair, who was actually like Tony Blair, actually wanted to be king of England when he was prime minister.
How the fuck do you know that?
Dude, I've read about it.
Oh, but by whom?
This guy.
But this is my thing. It's like, but who's telling you that? Is it somebody that was on the inside? Hey, that's like people saying, and I want to believe this too sometimes. President Trump, and then I also had an argument for this, and I'm not a Trump guy. I'll say it. I'm not.
Right.
I'm
Neither of us
but
are.
I'm not really a Biden guy either.
Well, I'm definitely not a Biden guy.
Well, I would. Yeah. Okay. But that aside, I scratch my head when I watch that. But with Trump, there were people who said, I've sat in meetings with him. He didn't know certain world things. I don't know. I didn't read it. I'm hearing that.
You mean we can't just nuke the Russians?
Well, he didn't know where certain. I have no. I don't know. I don't know what the man did or not. Some people who's on the inside have written things saying they're. I haven't read them. That doesn't mean they're not true. But here's the other thing. Here would be my thing back. If you were going to say that, and many people for many years have, the government needs to be run like a business. And if you're the CEO of a company, there's a book out there called Good to Great, and it's about companies that have gone from good to being excellent. And then one of the ones that I remember reading a lot about was Walgreens years ago. And the Walgreens CEO said, I always hire people smarter than me. And if you talk to people who are in business,
Ray Dalio says the same thing.
Greg Connor says the same thing.
Yes.
Find people to almost make up for your weaknesses. So I don't know. Now, the president doesn't, it's not the be-all, end-all in our government. It's not. So there are checks and balances.
Yes.
For things. So but I always take all of it with, not a grain, I wasn't there, so I don't know. So when you're saying to me, he wanted to be king of England, I'm going, well, who's saying that? Somebody who does know?
It was chronicled in The Crown. It's been in books. And he's also the second in command of the World Economic Forum.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are people who believe, and I'm not saying I believe this because there's certain characteristics you have to meet to be the Antichrist. There are people who have actually put him on a list of candidates to be the Antichrist.
What?
Now,
Who has that kind of time today? Don't your kids have something to do? Don't they have an activity they got to do? Somebody making dinner?
9 billion,
Go fucking make dinner and stop.
9 billion people on this planet, Billy. Somebody's going to do something.
No, I mean, what I'm saying
Half
is...
of them are doing YouTube videos.
I got it. I understand, but me included. But I'm just like... But my point is, like, don't you have other things to do that go, Tony Blair's out to fuck you today? It's a beautiful day. Go take a walk.
No, I understand, but you asked me they. Who is they? I told you who they are.
I know.
By
I'm
the way,
yelling at the they. I'm yelling at the they.
I'm only like a fraction of the way through the list.
Okay. Frozen pizza, one of my favorite things. I do enjoy a frozen pizza. I shouldn't say that because I have friends who own pizza parlors.
Yeah.
Was $3.77, now $5.15. How about toilet paper?
Yeah, toilet paper.
$7.08, now $9.75 average cost today. And I get the this is gross. This is gross. It sounds gross. But I get the really big thick roll, and I get
you don't use the wipes?
No, it's the Charmin.
Okay.
I don't. I want to get the dude wipes. I have had the dude wipes.
Yeah.
I want to get dude wipes on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I use both.
Do you?
Yes, I go in first with the paper, and then
Why don't you just use the wipes?
Because I mop up. Because it's too many.
You can mop up the first time. But
No, I can't.
Okay.
I got a lot going on down there, pal.
Apparently.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The theys of my ass are telling me I need more. So I use this thick toilet paper that's got ridges in it.
Okay.
Because the ridges catch
everything. It gets all the stuff.
That's right. And it's thick, so I don't poke through. And then later on when I'm biting my nail, I go, "Oh!"
Okay.
All right. If you could permanently freeze, Daniel,
Yes.
the price of one thing.
You're going to laugh.
I know. Well, you're doing it on purpose.
No, I don't do it on
$1.
purpose. I mean this.
What would you choose?
Whole life insurance.
Oh.
Yeah.
At $1?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's so expensive and it's a guaranteed income. See, whole life insurance, they have regulations on advertising and whole life insurance. The government doesn't want you, there we go again, to know about whole life insurance, but it is expensive, but it is guaranteed income when you retire.
Yes.
It is a nice nest egg, and it's guaranteed and it's tax-free.
Yes.
401ks are taxable. Our IRAs are taxable. Mutual funds are taxable. And by the way, there's a lot of hidden fees. Where this, you just pay a flat fee every month. Yeah. It's expensive, but you're getting this guaranteed income when you retire.
Do you have whole life insurance?
No, I do not. I have term life insurance.
Yeah. Why can't you get the whole?
Because whole life insurance is expensive.
It's a whole lot of money.
Right.
It's
but if I spend $1,
yeah, on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart. You know what?
Yeah.
That may be the most intelligent thing you said tonight so far.
Bill season tickets. I could have said cars. I could have $1.
Some people said housing or rent. Your mortgage or your rent is $1. I can actually get gas. Somebody said if we could freeze gas at $1. Okay. Medications, especially insulin.
Yes.
$1. Groceries, somebody said. All right. Homeowners insurance. I would. So I'm thinking, what would I want that's $1? I can only get one thing. Now, it would be nice if it was a recurring bill for me that was $1.
And that's what I meant, because it's hard to keep groceries at $1.
It is, but if it was a recurring bill, like an insurance,
to be like insurance $1 a month,
or your rent or your mortgage at $1, well, that sort of thing. But I would say I kind of like this one: airline tickets at $1. Go anywhere you want, get away from it all, blow off a little steam, maybe good for your mental health. It only costs $1. I wonder if we would see less violence, honestly. If you could jump on a plane.
Screw this. I'm going to Boston.
Screw
this. I'm going to Italy.
Yes.
Screw this. I'm going
$1, Dan. To fly anywhere? Fuck, I'm in.
I always thought it'd be a cool reality show.
That's my favorite one.
Listen to this. If a group of people just go to an airport like Rochester, right? Go to the airport and you buy the cheapest ticket. Doesn't matter where the destination is. You buy the cheapest ticket and you just go there. And then from there, after a few days, buy the cheapest ticket, and then and then all of a sudden you traverse the country, because you're probably not going to go overseas. Maybe you would. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends how cheap the tickets are. But it doesn't matter. That day that you have to leave, you have to buy the cheapest ticket
available for the day
for that day. Meaning, and you got to go for 3 days and make the most of that city. That could be a hell of a reality show because now all of a sudden it's like you're going to places like, well, Tucson, and then you fly out to like El Paso, Texas, and then to Seattle perhaps. There was like a great rate that day. You might be able to like tour the country pretty affordably, if you're just going on the cheapest ticket available.
Want to do it?
It's actually not a bad idea. I've
We'll
thought
just go
about
do it.
Yeah.
We'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah. Where are we going? Topeka.
No, but then we sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I like the idea.
That's a great idea.
Bill and Dad's Excellent Adventure.
Yes. Oh my
wait.
God.
What about Kevin? Our Kevin.
You know what? There's weight restrictions on some flights these days. No, I'm serious.
I know.
I'm dead serious.
That's why that price went up.
Up.
By the way, bring it back to that inflation thing.
Yeah.
You saw that all these 99-cent stores are going out of business down south, right?
No.
Yeah, like only 99 cents. Or everything's 99 cents. Where everything's $1.
Yeah.
Well, they can't afford anything anymore.
Because the cost of it.
Yeah, like even the wholesale cost is more than 99 cents, and these places like boxing up because inflation's killing them. Thanks, Biden. But that's the thing.
All right. We'll take a moment. You had a nickname as a kid.
Yes, a few of them.
Okay, we'll get into
some
that.
I can use.
I found I was going back through my life, and then I put something out on social media, and I had people write in what their nickname was. So they give a clue, and I have options. One of them is correct. You have to guess what their nickname was.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
We'll do that next. But first,